All right, y'all. There is a possibility that we are live. I'm about to confirm that right now. I believe we are. And we're good. Okay. Hello, everybody. We've got about, a good 2 minutes or so that you can begin sharing this with someone. Go ahead and share and let someone know that we're on. I see you. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey. Stacia said hey.
Tell Stacia I said hi.
Hey. Hello, you all. Come on in. You've got about 2 minutes before we officially start. So would you do us the good favor of sharing? And guess what? With a new format in a new year, we are also on YouTube Live right now. So if someone that you know is not a Facebooker, please share it with them on youtube.com/Real Women Rock. It's as easy as that. youtube.com/Real Women Rock. So please feel free to share this out. I'm going to share just to a couple of pages right now. And we will be ready to start in 60 seconds. Hello, everybody. Come on in. I'm going to be toggling between, let's see what happens with both of these. I'll be able to really share and let folks know that we're on both. That's going to be fun for 2021 to be both places for convenience sake. So join us. Feel free to share this out with someone. I think I am ready to roll. I can see the chat, so we are good to go. There we go. Hello, everybody. So good to be with you. This is officially, I believe, the first Thursday of the year. And so I am elated to be with you all for our first Real Women Rock weekly live chat. We are stepping up our game. Yes, we are. We've got new graphics, and we are at the same time using Facebook Live on my personal page, on the Real Women Rock page, as well as YouTube Live. And so please share this out with someone. Let them know that we are here. My name is Denise Richardson, and I am the founder of Real Women Rock, because we do. We are a membership community of women, a 501c3 nonprofit, and we exist to create safe spaces for women to do personal development work on themselves. And we do this through sister circles. We normally meet in person. We have always had a virtual presence with our virtual sister circles, but they have typically been reserved for our all access members, some community members who invest for a deeper relationship. Hey there, come on in, ladies. But now all things are virtual. And so our virtual sister circles are held once a month. And January 23rd is the very next Real Women Virtual Sister Circle. This is really important, y'all. Somebody put in the chat, please, January 23rd at 11 a.m. Eastern. This is important because it is, the topic is it time for a digital detox? And I know I'm on digital. I'm on a social media platform right now talking to you all. But I am sure, I just saw a meme earlier today that said, someone said, I'm logging off forever. I'm just giving up on social media. And then it said, I'll be back in 15 minutes. So I know we all can relate to that, where it just becomes too much sometimes. And so let's talk about it on Saturday, January. Thank y'all so much for putting that in the chat. I want you to put it on your calendars. You can go to Real Women. You see our URL there. Go to realwomenrock.org to find out more information. If you want to receive our newsletters, please go ahead and join us by subscribing to our page on our website at realwomenrock.org. We send out a monthly newsletter. We don't spam you. We don't send out a bunch of junk. We just let you know what's happening in our community, and we keep you updated. And if you'd like to go there to donate, we are a 501c3. We are continuing to do the work that we do despite all of the hardships that COVID has brought. We haven't been able to host our annual intensives and our in-person sessions. And so we would absolutely love, we have even not taken any funding from our members this year because of COVID. So we would love for your support at realwomenrock.org. Paula, you are amazing. Yes, girl, I think we're going to get challenged to do a digital detox. So yeah, if you're ready for it, just come and have a conversation with us about it. We would love to have you there. All right, that was 3 minutes of announcements. I am so excited to have my guest with me. You can see her beautiful, gorgeous face right now. Man, Denise, Dr. Denise Watts is not just the district school supervisor. You got to help me. District staff. Fix it for me, Denise. I'm going to do it wrong.
Currently, I am the chief of district support.
There we go. The chief of district support at the University of Virginia. I didn't want to do it wrong, but there you go. And not only that, but she was really the curator and the catalyst behind LIFT, where in North Carolina, they were literally transforming schools and districts. And I'll be able to tell you in a second, you know, how long I've known Denise, but no matter how long I've known her and how close we've literally lived, I have been able to follow her as a fangirl over these last few years because of how much movement she has caused to happen in education. And she has just been rocking and rolling in it, in addition to all of the other things that she does and all the hats that she wears. So not only does she rock as it relates to a leader in education, but she just so happens to be my soror and my college suite mate. So we went to undergrad together and we actually lived together. There are two other people who can say the same. I think now you round us out. I've had all of us up here before now. Absolutely. So we absolutely love you, Denise. We have been watching, your sisters, your sorors have been watching, and so proud of you. Thank you for coming tonight to talk about manifesting your dreams. Feel free to say hello to everybody and anything you want to share about yourself that I haven't.
First of all, I am elated to be in this space. I can't necessarily see everybody's faces, but I feel your energy. It's literally palpable through the screen right now. So just excited to be here, excited to be with Trinace. As she mentioned, currently I serve as the Chief of District Support with the University of Virginia Partnership for Leaders in Education. It's an executive leadership program essentially for district leaders to really talk about transforming the conditions so that students and teachers and families and communities can thrive. And we all know how important that is in education in the current context that we're in today. Prior to that, as Trinace shared, I served as a learning community superintendent, executive director for Project LIFT. That's a whole sermon. I won't share that with the ins and outs of all of that. But yes, it provided a really great opportunity to work with districts and schools and teachers. We did some remarkable things for kids. Above and beyond all of that, I have a lot of other identities. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, and I'm a soror. So I wear hats just like everyone else.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that introduction. And so we have a lot of folks with us right now. You'll be happy to know. And a lot of folks watching in both platforms. So this is really cool. And some folks are connecting. We have a little ECSU reunion happening as well. Folks saying hello, McKinley, Stacia.
Oh, yes.
Hello. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're about to have girlfriend time, and we allow any of the dudes my husband sometimes supports, and maybe some other folks, because this is a public platform. The guys come on and they are welcome to engage in this sneak peek, because what we do is we call this a sneak peek into a real conversation with real women. We hope that this kind of gets your taste buds going so that you'll come and join us in our monthly sister circle. So this is girlfriend time. This is interaction. This is not just Denise and I talking to each other. We really do want you to engage with us, with each other. And so there is a question in the chat for you all as we begin to converse, and I'll come back to the chat to check out your information and your comments and your questions. I will check those out. So the question is, are you currently manifesting your dreams? I want you to think about that and give me some context. Not right now. I'm trying to do what I have to do to make it, but I do still have them. Maybe my dreams have kind of are so far off. I put them on the back burner just because of life, or I'm really moving forward in my dreams. Whatever your dreams are, and you can even share what they are if you like, but I'd love for you to talk about the stage at which you find yourself right now as it relates to manifesting your dreams. And while you're doing that, I want to share a little bit with you, Denise, because we have had a rough week. Yes. We've had a rough 24 hours. And I thought, you know what, this is not far from the topic that we're talking about, because we have to become self-sufficient. We cannot rely on anybody's else around us. We are literally going to have to make sure, I'm going to have to make sure that I have in my toolbox my gifts and my talents, and a way to utilize them in such a way that I'm able to sustain myself. I'm even thinking about, and I have been, but on a larger scale, gardening and, making my own food. Just all of those things are just so important when you see the chaos, the things we would never expect to happen in the world. So if anybody needs to woo-saw in the comments, feel free, go right ahead. I understand. And I just ask for, as we transition into our topic, Denise, is there anything you want to say about what we've gone through this week and how it connects to us just really grabbing a hold of our dreams?
Yep. So when I think about dreams, one of the things I think about is like balance and grace. Yesterday, obviously, was a historical, unprecedented moment in history.
Yeah.
I chose not to tune in. I was in a meeting. My phone was blowing up. I was just like, I'm not. But of course, I got all the aftermath information about it. But, within that bit of chaos, the celebration is Stacey Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
So I am trying to take both of those avenues.
That's good.
And fully let them balance out the story that I'm telling myself.
That's good.
We had craziness yesterday, but we also got a queen to celebrate yesterday. And so I lived in both of those worlds yesterday, and I invite others to do the same.
That is so good. So good. And I see some folks are agreeing and just saying, yes, absolutely. We get to choose where we focus our attention. And I love how you redirected that, because it's so true. In that moment, that's right, somebody's in Georgia.
You did that for real.
It is amazing that in the midst of, and so I'll just stay with the Stacey Abrams example that you gave, in the midst of defeat, in the midst of accusations and a whole lot of mess around her really running and doing something positive, she chose to take that mess and continue with her message and move on to a place where, some folks say she didn't get the position, she got the whole state to move and turn blue. I saw somebody say, Georgia put down a draw four like in Uno and said the color is blue. So it was beautiful to behold. And you're right, it does allow us to focus on the right things, the positive things. So you all in the chat, I want you to talk about your dreams. I want you to tell us what your dreams are. And I want you to feel comfortable bragging right now, Denise. I think we don't do enough of that. And I don't mean brag, boast, and pride, but I really mean if you could share some of your past accomplishments that you dreamt of achieving, just so that we can think through how we can achieve our dreams. Like what have you achieved? What comes to mind that you have achieved that you wanted to achieve, and how did you go about doing it?
Yep. So obviously a lot of people would probably like to hear like the professional side of the story. But what I will say about that aspect of my life is that people had dreams about me, and I was able to manifest some of those dreams. And in doing so, I feel like the dream that I now have that I'm manifesting is, how do I open doors and be the shoulders for others? My legacy, I want my legacy and my dream now is to be about lifting others. And so certainly I could give you lots of data points about that, but probably one of the things I'm most proud of is the number of teachers, principals, assistant principals I've coached to the next level of their career. And it's in the number of 30, 40, 50 people, right? That I can say, I knew you when you were just that. And you stuck with me, and you listened, and you leaned into coaching, and you leaned into truth telling when truth needed to be told. And you, chose to do something that was difficult, that you really didn't understand, in the spirit of growth. And now you're in that position that you aspire to be in. So I'm extremely proud of the number of people's lives I've touched in that way. Personally, I'd say two things that I'm really proud of, because I literally, like, these were things that I sat down at some point in time and said, this is what I'm going to do. One was get my doctorate before I turned 40.
Woo!
And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that probably doesn't sound like a tremendous accomplishment. But when I can tell you professionally, I was in the midst of so many like job transitions, boss transitions, getting lifted. My kids were young. And I'm not going to lie, I was no child left behind. I think I started when I was 34 and I finished like 2 months before my 40th birthday.
Girl, I'm with you. That looks like that was like 6 years, about 6 years. It took me 10. So I
was on the struggle bus, but I said, doggone it, this is going to happen before I turn 40 years old.
Yeah.
And I would say the other thing that I literally wrote down and said, I am going to manifest this, is I'm going to get my financial life in order, and I'm going to buy a house in 2 years, and I'm going to buy the house that I want to buy. And in 2 years' time, I paid off all student loans. I just got my financial world in order, so that I could do just that. And I did. And so I'm extremely proud of that.
Those are some major things to be proud of. Thank you for sharing those. And I'm going to ask you in a second to kind of round out for us what skill sets, what virtue, what value, what practical advice would you have on how you were able to accomplish those things. But I want to go back to something you said regarding your professional dream for a second. And don't forget, you all, you're giving us your take on if you are currently manifesting your dreams. Yes, no, it's complicated. Just share with us something as it relates to your dreams, because by the end of this, we really want to ignite a spark in you to really take this year, take the bull by the horns, and really move forward as it relates to manifesting your dreams. Something you said about your professional stuff that just really it excites me, because I'm in a similar place as you right now, Denise, where I believe really effective leaders or I'll put it this way, I'll go backward. I believe that you're not a good leader if you are just telling people what to do. You're not a good leader if you are just delegating. You're not, and I know there's a little bit of all of that, sprinkled in there, but I believe level 5 really effective leaders are those who are empowering other people to lead, so that and sometimes it's working you out of a job, or sometimes it's being able to see them move forward in many awesome ways beyond where you are currently. Sometimes it's having people around you who are smarter than you, so that yes, who are smarter than you and can do more and better than you, so that you can learn from them and glean from them, and it builds all of you all up. It lifts all of you. There's such a combination of what happens when you are not so self-involved, selfish, and insecure that you prevent yourself from pouring into other people in such a way that they become leaders. And it's like your light emanating in a whole bunch of different places if you allow it. And so that is so beautiful, that is one of the most important things you're proud of right now in your life. That is beautiful. Yeah.
Every job that I've left, I picked and trained my successor.
Wow.
So 2 years before I knew I was leaving, I was like, who is you? And you will sit in this seat when I'm.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm very proud of that.
That's so good. Sometimes we're afraid to do that. So thank you for that. So I'm living other people's dreams that are actually happening before I thought they would, and I'm actually learning to dream. Yes. Let me tell you that it is so important to acknowledge what is your dream, what is it that you want to do, versus what is it you're fulfilling or accomplishing because someone else has that desire for you. I've been there, done that, and it's not always fun. Sometimes, you're just glad to have accomplished something, and it's wonderful to see everybody going Hercules, Hercules, and celebrating because it was what they wanted for you. But it can be a sad day. It's all about perspective. It can be a sad day if you're 40s, 50s, 60s, and you're looking back and you never tried to do the thing that you wanted to do. So can you get into how you went about before you actually realized whatever your dreams were, you named some of them that you've accomplished. How did you go about manifesting them?
So I think one of the first things that it's a journey and it's a continuum. So no step is like a checked off sheet. You check it off and you're done. But one of the things that I am in a constant spirit of doing is evaluating my own mindset. I think with a lot of goals that people have, they become dreams deferred for many reasons. And one of the main reasons is we are obstacles for ourselves, and we develop mindsets and we tell ourselves stories. And so we're not able to manifest a dream because we have forgotten how to dream, or there's a mental block there about what limitation we have that we can't accomplish X, Y, or Z. So I'd say like one of the first things is like mindset. And if that means coaching, get a coach. If that means therapy, get a therapist. You need to figure out a way to shake out the cobwebs, because we all have them, and they create ongoing. So you have to be in a constant state of doing that. I'd say the second thing is like, you got to declare it. You got to commit to it. Like you do your husband when you stand up at the altar, you got to like say it out loud to somebody, write it down, and, look at it every day and realize that every day, whatever action you take is an action towards that goal, big or small. It's almost like when I think about my dissertation, one of the things I finally learned was write something every day. As soon as I stopped pulling it up on my computer, that's when months would go by without a single sentence being typed in a dissertation. But as soon as it ingrained in my head that every day, whether it's just a revised 2 sentences, that is getting you closer to your goal. So those micro steps turn into macro moments.
Oh, that's so good.
I don't know. Those are 2 that pop out for me. I'd be interested
right there for a second. That's juicy enough. I want to I want to piggyback on that because it when you say I'm in the middle, because the next thing I'm going to ask you about is what you're looking forward to. I think you alluded to it a little bit with some of the folks that you are pouring into. But if there's anything you are looking forward to manifesting as well. And for me, I am seeking to write a book before really I've started the book. I'm in the process of finishing it. I have a few more chapters to go, and I'd love to finish it before the end of the month. And if I don't open up my computer, a sentence does not get written. And so I can so relate to what you just said, that it really is about taking small steps. And I'm going to repeat what you said again, because you said micro steps turn into macro moments. And that is major for us to turn it. Just whatever I'm able to do today. Don't begrudge what I didn't get done, but what were you able to accomplish today? I love that. So Paula said, write it down and make it plain. I love that. Yes. And she's right, Felicia. I love that. The micro steps turn into macro moments. That is all of it, Fee, all of it. So I want you to speak to, I just put mine out there. I want to finish this book. That's one of the things. I have a whole lot of stuff I want to accomplish, but I want to ask, I'm asking you all out there, how are you going about manifesting your dreams? Maybe you want to take this moment to just put it out there. What are you trying to accomplish? Maybe you need to declare it, like Denise said, just like you do when you get in front of your boo at the altar, you know? Maybe you need to declare it. What is your dream, and how are you going about manifesting it? So is there anything for you right now, Denise? Even if it's something you've already mentioned, but what are you looking forward to manifesting? Anything at all?
So I'm in a place now where I'm like, I don't really know what I want to be when I grow up. I don't know what that next step is. And that sometimes for me can be frightening. And sometimes for me, I'm okay with it. So I think another way that people can think about manifesting their dreams is leaning into the discomfort sometimes of not knowing what that is, but like not staying there. So I'm drawing now. Like I ain't never thought about drawing nothing in my life. My son has discovered he's an artist, but what I realize is like when you put pencil and paper together, it really allows you to see things or think about. It opens up a space of your brain to think about things you've never thought about before. Yeah. So leaning into that discomfort, trying things you've never done before, like you never know where that energy could lead to your next dream.
That is so cool.
I just don't have one. I'm thinking like maybe one day a charter school. I don't know. I don't know.
But you know what's important about that? I don't believe that you have to know concretely what the next step is. I think you just have to be open.
Yeah.
You just have to be open. And, there's a movement, and I'm on that train that kind of moves away from resolutions. But I think what's connected or parallel or not too far from it is setting an intention and just saying, I'm going to be in a space of peace. I'm going to be in a space of freedom. I'm going to be in a space of abundance. And that in and of itself manifests certain things. Even if you don't have something very specific, they say, once you do get a handle on something specific, for example, if you say, I want a nice car, well, there's no car out there called nice car. Like
you got to name it.
Decide you want a nice car, then what kind of car? And, although you can be specific once you have a grasp on it, but I think setting intention is everything. So it sounds like you're open.
Yeah, very open. I'm living my best life right now in terms of like innovation, vision, just taking it all in. People can say what they want to say about COVID. It has opened a lot of opportunities for me to just be present to myself, to be present to my children. And I like being in that space. And I really do think like the idea is going to come and I'm going to be able to run with it, but I'm not in a rush for it to come.
That is so good. So good. So I love that you're drawing. I just want to say that it is beautiful. And I don't know what kind of skill you had before you took the class that you took, but it's absolutely amazing. It almost makes me want to find the class that you took because
I'm telling you, it is the most relaxing thing ever.
Yeah, that is good. Some wonderful things. Swan said, you always had that creative bug. I'm not surprised about your journey through drawing right now. Sounds like you're on the right exploratory track. I love it. I love it too. I love it too. And Paula really brought up a good point. She said, be intentional and be specific.
Yeah.
And so in the broad scheme of things, and I would add to that, Paula, just be open, just be open to the possibilities. And I think one of my words this year, I just had to confess it to somebody recently, is limitless. I really just want to take the limits off and not say, what I can't do, and just be open to anything is possible. Okay, so the last thing before I ask you if you have anything you want to share, any resources, anything you want to share with us, even, the program you work for, or if it's something you're personally working on. But before that, there are women and men maybe who will listen to this, who will watch this, and when they see manifesting your dreams, they are discouraged. They are pessimistic maybe about this topic because they feel they're too old or they're too late for their dreams to come true. They've been, it's too far gone for them. What would your advice be to someone who feels like it's too late for me to manifest my dreams?
I almost wish people would take the word "too" (TOO) out of their out of their language. It's too absolute. But what I would say to someone who was thinking that is it is in our DNA to dream.
Yeah.
Our ancestors were dreamers. Our ancestors laid a foundation for us to dream. They want us to dream. And we need to manifest their dreams in our lives. And so we have no excuse. We were born to dream. And so to be able to do that is so important. And just eliminate the word "to." You're not to anything.
Yeah, that's good. Because the flip side of that is, if you say you are, you are.
Right. Yes. The mindset. It goes back to mindset. The story you tell yourself. If you tell yourself you're not a dreamer, then you won't dream.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're challenging you. I think, we're both kind of in the same vein of challenging everyone who's with us, conversing with us tonight and watching the replay, to just dare to dream again, begin again. I think Swan says that often, that, don't be afraid to start over. Yeah. Just the idea that you're not literally starting from point A anymore. You don't have to go backward, because you have all of your lessons learned right here, right now, to just move forward where you are. And so, I love that. Stacia said, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams.
Yes.
So what that brings to mind is just really keeping in mind how much we already have, how far we've already come, and to find some level of peace and contentment with where we are, so that we can move forward, not in some desperate attempt to move forward, but really just setting intention, because it's okay to want abundance and to want more. That's really good. I think this is a sneak peek, so it goes really fast. But I am so glad you did this with me. It went fast, right?
Yes, it's super fast.
Yeah. Do you have any final words or anything, any places you want us to go to connect, or anything at all you want to share in closing?
I cannot think of anything to share in closing other than let's let ourselves be a source of inspiration to each other. I am a secret admirer of so many of you. Trinae, Sanithia, Felicia. If I don't see start every day with gratitude on your Facebook page, I'm coming to find you, because I get inspiration from that every single day. And so we are a source of inspiration and a source of dream making. So let's continue to do that for one another.
This has been so good. And we got so many ECA Viking Pride. I just want to say
Yes.
and y'all see that money we just got from that lady?
Talk about dreams.
Yes, it was wonderful. New president and everything, new year. Listen, you all, we are in 2021 and it may have started a little crazy and rocky, but that just means anything is possible. And you can take that to mean negative or you can take it to mean positive. It's all about your perspective. That's how we started this conversation. And so we are choosing the positive, anything is possible. And we are rooting for you to manifest your dreams this year. Thank you so much, Denise, for being a guest today.
Thank you.
We want to welcome you all back. We will be here every Thursday that we have a guest at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We only are about 30 minutes or so just to give you a sneak peek into a real conversation with real women. Please share this out with someone who needs some inspiration as it relates to following their dreams. And we thank you. Go to realwomenrock.org for information about our January 23rd virtual sister circle. All of you are invited free of charge. It will be an amazing time. I'm going to tell you the circle topic right now because I want you to be prepared. Is it time for a digital detox? So just come ready to converse about it and to be challenged just a little bit. You are a rock star. Thank you all so much for being here. And I will see you next week. Thank you, Denise.
Bye-bye.
Take care.